So do you watch Nigerian movies?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched to review.
Oh,
You
you watch
watch-
Nigerian
yes,
films to review,
to
not
review
not
them.
really because you enjoy them now, is it?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a bit of that, but then hoping that would grow someday.
You know, it's so crazy how this is a question we can ask now. Because can you fast forward, or should I say rewind?
Yeah.
There was a time where it wasn't cool to watch
Yeah.
Nigerian
True.
films, and then everyone will be like, "Oh, I don't watch Nigerian movies."
So annoying. Like,
You know,
Yeah.
back then it was the in thing to be acting like, "Oh, I don't watch Nigerian films." But I
True.
feel like with what's happened in the industry now, everyone's more confident in the fact that they can watch and enjoy Nigerian films.
In fact,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen, so say for instance, have you seen Aliko Akpo? No, you haven't. Like,
Where are you
where
living?
have like do you understand? Are you
It's
living
not
on
a
a
must.
rock?
You don't have to. It's not like it's not. You don't have. If you've not seen it, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, it is, but it's
Right.
more like there's so many movies that are out there that are like they're so big. If
What-
you haven't seen them, it's like where.
Why do you think they're
What are you
big?
doing? They're big because they're big.
Because they're on Netflix.
No, because they're good projects.
Okay.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you mentioned that actually.
Yeah.
The fact that you said because they're on Netflix, because I think what's different from the movie terrain in Nigeria now and a couple of years back is the introduction of streaming services. In my opinion, I'm not an authority in any way, but in my opinion, because of streaming now, we now have like a minimum or a base level requirements for quality in terms of pictures. That's cinematography. You know, if you're going to be on Netflix, on their studios or in their platform, you just can't shoot anything. But is the advent of streaming in Nigeria, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Do you think it has positively or negatively impacted the way films are being handled?
To some extent, yeah. Technically, yeah. I would talk like you mentioned cinematography. I think now if you want to film a Netflix, do a Netflix or Prime Video, you have to. There's a kind of camera you have to use. You're using the Arri Alexa. You're using the Red. You're using the particular. So yeah, it's helped us technically, but story wise, it's not because there are lots of shitty films on Netflix and Prime.
Ooh.
And yeah, a lot of them. And I'm not sure what the quality control process is to get films on the platform. I think it's more of you are popular and you know someone. I mean, you get the likes of Mo Abudu, you get the likes of Kunle Afolayan on Netflix, you get the likes of Film One doing the distribution for Netflix. But in the larger scale, they don't do great films. In the larger scale, Kunle's best film is October 1st, and that was like some 10 years ago. So
And you're saying that despite the fact that Anikulapo has come out,
it's not. It had some inconsistencies, and I mentioned it.
doesn't make it a bad
With,
film
with
now.
one or
Well,
two.
I mean, for someone like Kunle Afolayan, you would, and considering the amount of money spent to make the sequel, that's the part two, the Rise of the Spectre, you'd expect that he takes his time and he does due diligence, right? I mean, there's a lot of stories behind the film proper. I don't want to talk about that because that's like private stuff, but the story in itself was incoherent and it didn't make a lot of sense to me. The part one was fair, but I felt he got so much.
I've been gushing about part two of Anikulapo. In fact, I said, and dare I say it again,
Yeah.
that Anikulapo Rise of the Spectre is Nigeria's greatest cinematic effort.
I would totally disagree with my chest, and I would go naked and disagree. But yeah,
That's extreme.
it's not.
We're gonna get into that because
Yeah,
I wanna drag you for what you've
That's
said
fine.
about Anikulapo.
Let's drag each other.
But Doris, I don't want you to get left out of this streaming conversation because I feel you're an actress. Right now, I think better than he or I think your finger is on the pulse when it comes to the current state of Nollywood. So, with the advent of streaming, what say you about the effect on the way films are being handled today?
So I mean, I kind of agree with Dami, but I don't totally agree with Dami because, in terms of quality, yes. In terms, I mean, look at Blood Sisters. Good story.
I did like Blood Sisters.
Yes, Blood Sisters was good. It was good, Dami. Please, let's not do that.
I think you're a generic hater.
Yes, Dami.
I think a lot of us watch films differently. I would always say this.
True.
There are three kind of people that watch films. There are those that watch films for mistakes. There are those that are fans. Fans would not see anything wrong,
True.
regardless of how bad the film is. Oh, Kunle, nah, it's a great film.
Yeah.
Now the last guys are the filmmakers, those who actually know film. That's why they would spot a mistake or an inconsistency when they say it, right? And I don't watch for mistakes, but if I'm watching as a film person, because I used to do film back then, I stopped to just focus. Let me just leave these guys to do it, and let me focus on what they're doing wrong, and maybe talk about it. So now I'm watching, not intentionally to look for a mistake, but if you're a filmmaker and you're watching a film and you see something that is wrong, you would know.
Something in
Yeah,
you is gonna.
you'd see,
yeah.
see, regardless of
you
if you're not
would-
searching
yeah.
for it. That's I
Yeah.
think that's what
So
you meant.
what you were saying?
Well, for me, I just feel like the stories are better. the stories way before the Isakabas, they were also very great, but we cannot continue to do those type of stories
At that level.
Exactly, and that's the reason why you see now, if you look at the cinematic change, we have kind of left the English, and then we're doing homegrown. We're doing more Yoruba films. More look at shows like Cheta, Masquerades of Aniedo. Do you understand? We're doing more intentional stuff, even to our homes, and I love that. So stories, just like the way we started with all the English films, and then we started to get better. We're looking at ensuring being more indigenous, and then we'll get better there as well. All the stories in Hollywood, they are not all great. They have mistakes.
That is
as
true.
well.
Hollywood is at
Exactly.
an all-time low, if anything.
Exactly. Queen Charlotte, good movie, but I was just like, I feel like the first one was better.
You know?
The first one was better. So that's just it.
But I want to hold you right there when you said we're doing more homegrown content.
Okay.
I've put it to you that Nigerians fare better, or should I say act better, when they're speaking their own language as opposed to the English language.
Oh, absolutely.
Somebody agrees with me.
No, yeah, sure. I agree. I agree totally. I think it's what we should do as Africans first, and as Nigerians. I think we should preach more of our own essence. I think there's a lot of copycats in Nollywood, in stories, in acting, in general outlook. There's a lot of copycat. Nobody wants to be original. And even when you try to be original, you tend to infuse some little Western, whatever, and it just spoils the entire essence of the
Yeah.
film.
Well,
yeah.
Well, Dami, I understand what you're saying, but there is something in writing called stealing, right? Where I watched the show.
It's okay to steal, but steal
Yeah,
well.
yeah, but I mean,
I have to
Well,
agree
you know
with
that-
him on
but
that
you
one.
know-
You
but
guys
you-
steal well.
Wait, hold on. But there was a time when we were much younger, where we had 13 going on 30, 17 again, Freaky Friday, body swap films, and we watched and we loved everything. So yeah, I don't. If the story is good, it's
No,
good.
it's okay to steal, but my problem is if you're doing a sequel. That's why I keep saying I don't really like the idea that Play Network is going with doing sequels, right? If you're gonna do a sequel of a
Sequel
film,
or remakes.
whatever sequel, or part
So far,
two
it's
or
not
part
the
three,
first original iteration of the
You
thing.
need
Okay.
to do better. You need to do. I mean, it's like that in all spheres of life. You're trying to do music. You want to do a song that's better than what you've done before. You want to do film. That's why I'm really scared for Kemi Adetiba. But I'm really hoping
Why are you
that-
scared for Kemi Adetiba?
Because I feel like King of Boys seems like the best thing that she's done in a long time. Visual.
So you think she can't top that?
So yeah, it's. I think she can, but it's scary because she needs to either top that or not even top it at all. So that's why we're waiting for To Kill a Monkey now to see.
But we do have a very terrible sequel culture in this part of the
Oh,
world.
yeah, I agree,
And I wouldn't even
100%.
say in all of the movie industries. I think particularly in Nollywood,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
hardly see us do a good part two as a
Wait, but
follow-up to a
hold
part
on.
one.
Wait, hold on. I would go from. I understand what people are saying, but when you say in this part of the world, I think it's general. Mean Girls. I'm going to be using movies that I especially.
Name one movie that the part two was just as reasonable as the part
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And
Doris,
Nicolapo, in my
name one.
opinion, great.
King of
No,
Boys
it
2
wasn't.
was
It wasn't.
good.
Maybe we need to another day talk about the inconsistencies in Anikula. I mean,
Consistencies.
he might not say it publicly, but
I've always said it. Plot holes and inconsistency does not make a bad film. What I do posit oftentimes is that as long as a movie can get you to really enjoy it and for a second suspend disbelief, I think half the job is done.
a lot of people go to the cinemas to just get entertained, right? I don't go to the cinemas to get. If I'm going to spend 5K to watch a film or 7K, I should watch with all my essence and look at it. If it's not good, I'll come and tell you that it's not good.
Okay.
Because 5K is a lot of money in this economy,
Isn't it?
So,
But
yeah.
streaming is here to stay now. So I believe
Streaming still, even if it's 5K to have access to a number of films, it's a lot of money spending to do.
Definitely.
to have
Your
access
so
data.
to
in a
actually-
nutshell, you say streaming is a good thing and then
Yeah.
you're
I feel
you're all for the
As it-
change.
I mean,
I
Amazon
feel
is
streaming.
Prime is left Nigeria. Why?
Yeah.
For Netflix now, you can't take an exclusive film to Netflix anymore. They don't take exclusive anymore. But this year, starting from 2024,
So it has to be in the cinema.
your movie is going to go to them first. Go to the cinemas. When it goes to the cinemas, they see how well it does in the cinemas. I mean, before you probably get like $200,000 for a Netflix exclusive film. That's the lowest you get. Now you're probably getting like $60,000.
Okay.
That's like cutting down. But Prime couldn't even take the heat. They left. Whatever film they're dropping now is decisions
Stuff they've
or
done
stuff they've
before.
done last year,
Yeah.
not this year. So these guys are even beginning to see that it's not even worth it. One particular show I'll talk about that I felt should never have been done It's the thing with Ebuka and his guys. What do they call it again? Ebuka takes...
Ebuka takes Africa.
Some people actually live for that sort of content where they get to see people that they like just doing
them
things.
Live their lives.
You know, it's a brand.
The angle I will come from is, as a business person, as I will come from the space of, I work with Prime. I don't work with Prime, but I'll come from that space. Now, if I'm going to ask any Prime person, do you think this is a good investment? They'll tell me no. Because I've been privy to some information as far as hours for certain films on Netflix, mostly Netflix. Like now I can see that and tell you that at some point Shantytown was the most watched film on Netflix because of they had longer hours. Right, I can't say the same for things like Ebuka takes whatever.
Takes Africa.
Also, Ebuka one, and also the LOL one. I mean, shitty stuff.
Laugh out loud, Nigeria.
Yeah.
Oh, the one on Prime.
And if you hear the amount of money they spent to make these films, I mean, I heard that. I mean, I might be wrong, but I heard that Timini probably got some between 20 to 60,000, whatever. I might be wrong, but I know for free that Prime spent a lot of money, invested a lot of money into Nollywood to make films, and they still ended up getting shitty films. They had She by Funke Akindele.
Don't do it, and it's not because of Funke Akindele. I watch.
Funke's
I laugh.
a great filmmaker, by the way. What's my camera? Okay, this is my camera.
Yeah.
No, Funke's
You can't-
a great
no, you can't
filmmaker, by the
shade
way.
Funke.
She is. She's
I
done
like
Try
She.
Called Judah. I think it had some, but I mean, a lot of people loved it, so I'll just keep my whatever to myself.
But that's the thing, though, exactly, and that's the reason why you know what you're going in for.
Pretty much.
If I'm going to watch a Funke Akindele, I know that there will be a lot of slapstick. I know that I'll laugh. I know I'll get a kiki. If you want to watch a serious film, go watch. All them.
Okay.
Certain types of movies like Mami Waterhouse. I don't know.
I think I have to say this. See, if we keep going with this pace, Nollywood will just become. Everyone would just start laughing or keep.
But Dami, Hollywood has the same premise.
Well, okay. I'll say
they
this
have
now.
the slapsticks with Jonah Hills and whatnot,
we've been
and they
given a
have the
chance to get
serious
into
movies.
the Oscars, right?
Yeah.
3 years now.
Which
First
one?
was Lionheart.
Lionheart.
Lionheart was. It shows that Nigerians don't even read because the criteria for getting your film. Wasn't even there. But it just felt, Genevieve has done a film.
And it's a good film.
Netflix is this. Let's put it there. Second one was, I can't remember the second film that was submitted.
I think it's a northern movie. A friend of mine is
The
Milkmaid.
The Milkmaid was submitted but not nominated.
Yeah, it wasn't nominated.
The third one, which I felt even had a chance, CJ Obasi's Mami Water, did not even get a chance into Oscars.
Not even a nod.
Nothing. So it shows that we're lacking something, right? I think we need to move past doing films. I get the business part, you want to make money, which is what Funke mostly
Pretty
does,
much, yes.
right? You want to make money. But then we're talking about crossing international. We're talking about crossing the way our music is done. Music has gone international. We're talking about being recognized on that center stage. Now, you can't get Try Called Judah on that center stage. You can't. I mean, the most that you get in recent times is probably Breath of Life. The most that you get.
And Nicolapa.
Nicolapa won't get there.
Yeah, that's just my.
It was a bad depiction of the Oyo Kingdom, bad depiction of everything that.
Hey, how on the money was last king of Scotland when he came to Idi Amin? How on the money was Napoleon on the actual Napoleon?
I want to say
how
something.
often do people really get history as it is?
If it was Mo Abudu, I wouldn't expect a lot from Mo Abudu, to be honest. Because of Mo Abudu.
And because Kunle does have a history of this sort of thing.
Kunle's family, they drowned in Nollywood. I'm talking Ade Love, I'm talking, these guys practically were like a footprint for what film should be in Nollywood. So
you expected more from
You cannot come and depict Oyo Kingdom as a box space on top of rocks.
We'll get there. Doris, you wanted to say something?
I wanted to say something. I wanted to say, because Dami was saying, when we cannot continue to make, films
at this level
that cannot, cross the water. What if they don't want to make the films to cross the waters?
Who don't want to make the film to work?
Whoever the producer.
She's saying, what if that's not the end game for them? You just want people to enjoy their films.
I want people to enjoy it.
Used to still Kemi Adetiba broke that jinx, man. She probably king of boys, bro.
That's what I'm saying. What if the producers, say for instance, the Tribe Called Judah. Judas's, the films in that category. What if those producers just want to make feel-good films that people can watch, enjoy? They don't want it to cross oceans.
They don't have any grandiose notions. They just want to make
just comfortable being where they are.
Yes, maybe they're comfortable.
Getting the 1.4 billion back.
Yes.
No, I actually want to zero in on you now, actually, because you're an actress, really. And like I said before, your finger is on the pulse, and you probably know more than we do when it comes to on-set action. Are you happy with the state of Nollywood, or what are the things that only an insider could appreciate that those on the outside don't?
Things I appreciate.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I like that stories are changing. There's a short film. The story is really good. It's funny. It has everything that Dami might like. In Jesus' name, amen.
I wouldn't count on that. I wouldn't count on.
Who's the director?
I wouldn't count on pleasing him.
I really
Who's
cannot.
the director?
I really
'Cause
cannot say.
I have like directors in the list that should not be directed.
You would never watch.
Yeah.
Well, I really cannot say because of course NDAs for now.
Oh, okay.
But
For now, okay.
when it's out, I'll remind you and then you go check it out. But I feel like there's
She
certain
just
things.
marketed the film. That's okay.
That's okay.
I didn't say.
But she didn't say the name,
I
though,
didn't say
Yeah,
the
she just
film,
told
no.
us, so we just
But you guys
have to-
should check it out. Just watch out for it.
Okay.
What's things that I appreciate? The stories, like I said, I like the
Okay.
stories. I like the fact that now, unlike before, they are now a little bit considerate. I understand, with certain things that have happened, like Junior Pope, etc. Some productions are very considerate on set. They tend to make sure that their actors are safe and they are well taken care of. So that I like about Nollywood, the stories, and of course taking care of cast and crew as well. So they're doing better.
But
than when I
objectively,
started.
in a way that probably won't put you in harm's way, what don't you like about it?
The timing still needs to be worked on, where actors are being overworked, where actors are not. There's so many good actors out there, but we keep seeing the same faces. Dami, was he? Yeah, I can't remember who I was having this conversation with, where you're watching a film and you're not sure if you've seen the film before because it's the same male
Probably the
and
same.
female actor, right? So you're like, have I seen this film
I've
before?
realized that in Nigeria, our actors don't even worry about getting typecast. They look forward to being typecast.
No, they don't
They're just
look
after the
forward
money.
to it.
The actors are just after the money.
gotta
that's
get-
all they,
we
That's
gotta-
all they think about, right?
Excuse me,
I'm telling
everybody's.
you, like,
why are you
They don't-
working?
What am I what?
Why are you working? Are you not after being
See,
paid?
right? I mean, I think we've gotten to a point in Nollywood where we need to break the idea of stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see actors do more because I know actors can do more, but most of you are just comfortable with acting the bad boy every time you get on set.
Some range as
I
an
get
actor.
that.
Exactly.
I
That's
get
it.
that. But you see, you cannot say show some range. Who gives you the range? Remember we had this conversation where I said that in Hollywood, you will shoot one film in 2024 in January, and you're still working on that film until 2025 in January. Because
Fair
once
enough.
you're done shooting, you still have tours to go to. You're still getting paid for doing stuff. But here, once we're done, the max we do is cinema rounds and what's it called now? Cinema rounds, maybe radio rounds, and then we do what's the red carpet thing that we do premieres.
Premieres.
That's about it. But and that's the reason why we have to move on to the next thing to get paid, because at the end of the day, you gotta get paid. So the stories are being told. That's why I said the stories are getting better. The stories are being told, and that's the reason why I always tell actors, when you see the opportunity to do something different, right? Go for it, right? Don't be too comfortable. But you see, the producers, again, have the power, because I've seen Velvet do Loverboy. I like his hair, his beard. You know what?
I like it too, just in
Velvet
case.
will be good for Loverboy.
I like it too.
With Doris. They will continue to. It's not
Well,
really
that's
your
right, though.
call.
I think. Well, I mean, what I would agree with you to a bit, but I also think the onus is in you as an actor. I think you need to, because they would always call you for that, like you mentioned. If they feel like you're good at acting this particular role, you will always get that role. But you need to prove a point. I think that's the stage it's got into. in
Yes,
Nollywood.
you
And
prove a
the
point, but who's going to
is-
give you the point to prove
Proving
it?
your point is doing your thing yourself.
I gotta
that's
come
the
in
reason
here.
why we
I
have
gotta come in here,
YouTubes and
Doris.
everybody's
Dami has a very strong point in the sense that actually most directors or casting directors like to call someone that they can trust
Let's not even
to
go to casting
handle.
directors, because they keep giving you bad girl and then wicked girl. But when the opportunity presented itself for me to play a young girl who had Kiko on her head and was a herbalist's granddaughter, I took it and I ran
Yes,
with it.
ladies and germs, I don't like to do introductions because it's not my style. It's so old school. But really, we are in the midst of greatness. If you've seen Masquerades of Aniedo on African Magic, this is Zena.
And I know I don't look like Zena because
Obviously,
she
because
looks.
this is Baddie Doris.
And I jumped on it. In fact, I jumped, and I can tell you, blood, sweat, and tears.
I can imagine.
I cut myself. I was under the sun, and I loved every bit of it. Now, if they call me, because they called me later to come and shoot I took it. Not because, I'm hungry. Yeah, I need to make money, but because that is what I'm being offered. So there are two things. There is being offered the same regular roles, and then you go in there. I remember a friend of mine was saying, producers will be saying we should get into character. Which character are we getting into? Is it not the same story? Yes. But there are sometimes when you see a different character, and your blood is just rushing.
Before we get into it anyway, I just want to quickly segue back to Dami. Like I said, I don't do introductions, but he is a big man in his own right.
Oh, introduction, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just a regular guy.
Oh, okay, regular hater.
I like to talk about everything.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say more than that, but y'all know him, Dami Dawson. Check out his social media, and then you know what I'm talking about. He does the same thing as well. What are the things about Nollywood that you actually do appreciate?
I think new faces. I think new faces one. I think young filmmakers. I think that we need to let go of the old ones. So not exactly let go, but let the old ones be willing to listen to or learn from these young people, right? I think because they would direct the future, the next set of films that would make sense to the future generations.
I won't ask you what you don't like because we won't leave here today.
I mean,
okay, but what do you dislike the most, though?
Well,
what's the thing that irks you the most about our industry?
I think it's how lackadaisical the directors are with interpreting the stories, and the fact that they turn every story upside down. I recently produced a film, a feature length, and it was nice working with a director. But I've worked with a number of directors in the past, maybe not closely. You give them a script and you turn it upside down and turn it and do it the way they feel the film should be done. And as the writer, because I started off writing, and as the writer, I think I should be involved in the process more, because I wrote the film, and I understand you're supposed to interpret this into visuals, so you should probably understand better the angle I'm coming from with the film, not try to put your own angle into the film. So yeah, directors, a lot of them, they just want to spoil your film.
I think we align on so many things aside from our first names, because I've actually always left the entirety of the blame of all the things I see with pictures to the directors. Because I mean, I'm an actor as well. Haha, newsflash. I've been on several sets, and some directors are so recalcitrant. They don't want you to do anything, no ad-libbing. Forgetting that some of the best lines we've gotten in some of the movies that we've watched came from ad-libs. Let me give an example. Look at the time where Bane was talking to one of his henchmen, and Bane was like, "Do you feel in charge?" Where he put his heavy hand on his... That was improv. He didn't plan to say that. And it was an iconic line.
Now, this guy is on the run now.
Okay.
Very bad director, maybe a good cinematographer. He did Merman 1. He did Dark October.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Tucker McBarrow.
Oh,
okay.
I would say this to anybody that cares to listen. Tucker is a bad director and a good cinematographer. A very bad director, right? It's the only one that I know in Nollywood that does one take, and that's all.
So you said, the writers should be able to work hand in hand with the directors. You said the directors have a chunk. But you know that with both things that have been said, as an actor, so a writer wants to say, I've written this, director, please don't change my story, write this. So you've actually put the director in a box. Do you know that? You have.
How do you mean? Say it again.
If you, as a writer, you've written a story and you say, director, please, this story that I have written, direct it, like, this is what I want. I don't want you to change anything.
Do you know your job as a director? I mean, maybe they're forgotten.
Why'd you gotta let him go?
Right? Nah, let me they're forgotten. Your job is to interpret what's been written visually, right? Which is why it starts from you getting to know the script, getting your shot list ready, getting all those things ready. That's your job primarily. That's why there's some persons they call performance directors. We don't have a lot of these things in Nollywood, right? We just have people that feel, I can direct film, let me just go and direct. Now, performance directors are mostly for the actors. But when you have a creative director who'll see your script and say, this story don't make sense, or it does, but can we try this? That's the conversation you're having. It's different from when you take a story. When I say I come in through the front and you're like, no,
coming from
up.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
It's better for you to come in from up because to bring out this cinematic feel. That is why you see that most directors are first, in most cases, cinematographers, because they're guys that start holding cameras and they feel like, I've graduated, I need to, I probably can direct. Without any prior
training
or education on how to direct a film.
Right.
So there's a lot involved in that.
So does that
well,
answer your question?
Not like I had a question. I was just trying to
just
say
putting
that
it to you. She's
for
sticking it to you.
The writers, the directors, the actors, you said one thing that I applaud. Conversations have to be had. Some actors don't know how to ad-lib.
Well...
Thank you.
That is a valid point.
Floor.
Yeah. So we gotta go now because some people are gonna beat me after this. But just one last question, please. What's your favorite movie right now in Nollywood? I'm curious. Favorite Nigerian movie?
You got a number of nominations at the EMVCAs. Breath of Life.
Breath of Life. Wale Ojo.
Yeah, Wale Ojo. I mean, Wale Ojo shouldn't have been nominated in Best Lead, but, you know, Chimezie was also robbed. I don't know why you did that in MVCAs, but Breath of Life, in a long time, cinematography, story-wise, is a good film. And C.J. Obasi's Mami Water also is a very good film. Not everybody would understand it, I agree, but it's a very good film.
So Breath of Life.
Besides that, Jago Jago also, I give it to them. It's a very good.
So you like Jago Jago more than Nikolapo?
By far.
I'm done talking to you. Doris, please.
Breath of Life, very good film. For now, that's what I like. I haven't seen Mami Water. I'm so sorry.
That can't be your favorite film.
Breath of Life.
Is it your favorite film?
Yeah, for now, that's what I've seen.
Absolutely.
That I
Actor,
knew.
actress, favorite actor, favorite actress.
Favorite
Say
actor
he
is
doesn't
Gabriel
have.
Afolayan. That's the best actor in Nigeria,
Gabriel Afolayan.
without a doubt.
Okay. Actress.
Actress would have to be Bimbo Ademoye. I think she's she's the best method actor. I think she's the only Kenny Bankole, Bimbo Ademoye.
I think in that we agree. I think Bimbo Ademoye is the best actress of our generation. That is my personal opinion. Who's your favorite actor or actress?
I love Inse. I love Inse Ekpe. I love Inse. I think Inse. Bimbo, yeah, but Inse, yeah.
How about actor?
I don't really have any, to be very honest, for actors. Not really.
You know what's funny?
What?
On that we agree again. I don't really have any
I don't really
actor
have any
that is on my list as my favorite. But
Gabriel
actress.
is the only
I
method
think
actor.
Gabriel is
Himself,
really good.
Sean Farquhar, those two. The rest.
Do I like
Aqua.
any male actor?
The rest.
Not like
The rest are good. Don't do. I'm doing like this. The rest.
maybe
they're good,
because I
but
haven't seen that many Gabriel projects, but
Actors, I think they're all doing well, but I don't have anyone that I'm really looking out for.
Yeah.
But actress, I really love Genevieve Ume. I think she's onto
Yeah, she's
something. Yeah. But what about Lise now? Last question.
I mean, list actor, and this is not hate. I just feel like this guy isn't. I just feel like this guy isn't great. You know, is a fair actor, right? His name is Timini Egbuson, and I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility, and there's no hate really.
So what about least favorite female?
female.
I don't have.
He
I mean, I would have
doesn't.
mentioned a name, but I love her. She's a very beautiful woman, so I won't put her in that.
Well, you
space.
told me in private.
Osasi
No, I
Godaro.
I didn't say anything, bro.
Why did I know
I
what you
didn't
were?
say
How did I know
anything.
that?
I did not say anything.
How did I know that? 'Cause,
Osas,
I mean,
love
when you say
okay?
beautiful,
It's not me.
Come
I didn't
on.
say anything. You're not my least favorite actor. You're a very good actor. I love you.